Welcome back to plumbingpartspro.com. Today we are going to work on a Kohler Class 5 flush valve. First of all, you want to remove this tank lid. If you're having a problem with your commode constantly running on and off, first you want to do what you want to do. You want to take some food coloring. Pour some food coloring inside the bowl in this area around here. You don't want to pour any food coloring down in this area or in your overflow tube here. You want to keep it in where the water is filling up. Then after that, you can put your tank lid back on. Give it about 5 or 10 minutes or so, and if you see any water coming down in the bowl, down at the bottom, any of the food coloring, that means you have a problem. You've got a bad seal, flush valve seal. So what we're going to do is you remove the tank lid back. You can go to our website. You can get this product. You got your model numbers. These are OEM parts. It fits a few different styles, different style flush valves in the Kohler parts. We do recommend OEM products, and I'll put the link below. That way you can find that. Okay. The way we do this, first you want to valve off the water to your commode. That way you don't get wet. Then what you're going to do, this right here is your fill valve for the commode. This lifts and stops and starts the water. You want to remove this hose from the overflow. Then what you want to do is you want to flush the water. You want to take this right here and flush the water. That way you can get as much of the water out of the bowl as possible. And then after that, this is kind of tricky though. You got to be kind of careful with these. This down here, if you grab your fingers right here, and what you do is if you turn to the left a quarter of a turn, that's all it is, and you slowly lift, this whole assembly will actually come apart. And what this is, it's got this little pin, and if you look down real closely right down here, there's the same size hole right here. That's all it is. So what you do is this little seal on this gasket, it actually goes bad over a period of time. You know, you pull this off, and after you pull it off, you put your brand new OEM Kohler seal back on. There's a little slot, and if you look right in here, there's this slot that is actually, you got to make sure it fits in that slot and that groove real nicely. And you can actually see it. You stretch it just a little bit, and then sometimes you actually give it a little turn, make sure it's fit in there properly. After that, I like to push this as far down as you possibly can. When you push that as far down, you can move your tube out of the way, your fill tube, and you slide it straight down and line the notch up with the hole in the bottom of the flush valve. You'll feel it. It kind of clicks. It sinks right down. After that, you can let go, and then 1/4 turn, you feel a slight little snap. It will return back to its locked position. Once you do that, you put your fill tube back in securely, because you don't want that popping out. And if that pops out, you don't get the amount of water in the bowl as you should. After that, you turn your valve on, fill up the tank. Make sure that the water level is about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch below the top of this canister. And then you can do a test again with your food coloring. And after that, you should be good to go. If you have any questions, leave us a comment at the bottom.